What is up, y'all? It's your boy Jermaine Event, main on MMA, and today we're talking about GFL, the Global Fight League. Or look at that weird ad. That's a random placement. Close that. I was looking for if there was anybody online that made a video about the review of last night's draft. The Global Fight League had their first draft. I don't know if this is the only draft. I feel like as the seasons will go, there'll be a new draft every year, unless they're rolling players over. I remember playing fantasy football. You could have a few holdovers in certain leagues that I was in. You could have a player that you had in the previous season and keep that player for the next season. If you have, I don't watch football anymore, so I'll just say Aaron Rodgers. If you have Aaron Rodgers this year, you can keep Aaron Rodgers and make sure you have Aaron Rodgers next year. All right. So maybe if the GFL is we need to keep Tyron Woodley. So let's hold Tyron Woodley over. So the draft for the Global Fight League was last night. I couldn't find anybody talking about it, which is usually a sign that nobody's talking about it, but we're going to talk about it. Global Fight League's round by round picks. We are here at MMAmania.com. Tyron Woodley selected number 1 overall in 2025, ladies and gentlemen. This isn't prime Tyron Woodley. All right. This is Tyron Woodley in 2025, who was, I believe, in his last boxing match, knocked out by Jake Paul. His 2 losses to Jake Paul. What was he on? A 5-fight losing streak in the UFC before he and his nickname went from the Chosen One to the Frozen One. It was pretty amazing to see, because I personally was a huge Tyron Woodley fan. That fight with Usman, dude, I never saw that coming. I never saw every other fight after that coming. I thought Woodley was a beast. I thought you saw, and he was. He was, but his nickname went from the Chosen One to the Frozen One. Let me see if I can. So they had the draft in Phoenix last night. And Dylan Knotzman should have been down there, man. He did a live stream over at Calf Kick Sports. You guys should go check out the live stream at Calf Kick Sports. Dylan Knotzman is hosting that. Wish I could have been a part of that. I was at work, unfortunately. And then I was at work just on my phone trying to keep track of what's happening with the GFL. Now, let's see. Team Dubai. Yeah, some picks were leaked to begin the draft broadcast. But the show still went on as planned. How did they leak the draft picks? So this was already picked out. There was no real draft. This is all for show, it is what it is. Team Dubai, all right, which is crazy to me. Well, not that they have a team, but just hear me out, all right? Is this the first? Did they get the first pick? Yeah, they got the first pick, and they drafted Tyron Woodley, number 1 overall. Out of all available fighters, they drafted Tyron Woodley. Derek Brunson's in there? I like Derek Brunson. The coach, Javier Mendez, manager, Cain Velasquez. I like that. Just stay in Dubai. I saw this meme that was somebody whispered in Trump's ear, pardon Cain Velasquez. It's bro, do it. Do it. If he's so close with this sport, he should see what's going on with Cain and see that Cain is fighting for his family. Abubakar Nurmagomedov, okay. See, Damir Ismagulov, that's an interesting one right there. That's an interesting pickup. I thought he retired, but I could be crazy. Timur Valiev, so it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say for the GFL, right? The same thing that I say typically for every fight night that I see people complain, every UFC fight night people complain about, I say, they're like, oh, this card sucks, right? It'll be Friday, and they'll say the card that's happening on Saturday sucks because they don't know the names because of the name value, which is insane to me. I don't know how good this card is until the card is over. And sure enough, like, people are like, wow, that's like the first fight card of the year with the Mackenzie Dern-Hebus. People were hating on that card. They're like, oh, we haven't had UFC for a month, and here we go, Dern-Hebus. I was seeing they were making fun of that afterwards. People were like, wow, that was a great card, finish after finish. Because you don't know what the card's going to look like until it happens. So, GFL, I'm concerned that your number one overall pick is Tyron Woodley in 2025. But I don't know, man. They're putting on fights, right? They're putting on fights. Let's watch these fights. Hopefully they're good. Hopefully it's good promotion. They got that one weird dude from Karate Combat. He's like real flamboyant. He dresses weird and he's real hype. He doesn't really seem to know anything that he's talking about. He's asking Ray Longo about Chris Weidman's leg injury. I believe Chris has had 2 fights since that happened. He's had 2 fights. Right? I don't understand the question. It seems like he's not too familiar with the sports, with the athlete, with the sport or the athletes that he's commentating on. I don't know. He's a weird, crazy dude. Anywho, Team London, Tanner Boser. All right. Tanner Boser. I fucks with Ilir Latifi. Gustafson, I told y'all before when I saw the image of people who were potentially going to fight for GFL, I will not watch Alexander Gustafson fight. I refuse to watch it. So whenever he's fighting, count me out. I don't need to see that fight. They got Gegard Mousasi. Oh, Danny Roberts is over there. Okay. Benson Henderson. I thought he was retired. Thought a lot of the people that are in here were retired. All right. I wonder this old girl from that just got cut from the USA, like Jessica Penne. Is she fighting over here? Team Los Angeles. Let's see. Vonderlei. I can't let him get too close. Rafael Cordero for Team Los Angeles. Arlovsky is fighting. Frank Mir is fighting. So see, the thing with me, right? When I heard about this and I saw these names, they're saying all these people are just there. They're not necessarily going to fight unless they get drafted. But fucking Frank Mir and Rashad Evans have both been drafted. Like, everybody, we're like, oh, I hope they don't. Tony Ferguson is on this team. All right. Tony Ferguson is on this team. Who's Lorenz Larkin? What's that name? I'll look it up later. I don't know. Part of me felt like Lorenz Larkin was the dude that broke Sage Northcutt's face. But that can't be the case. All right, Uriah Faber's out of retirement. We got Aspen Ladd, Cynthia Calvillo, Jessica Penne at atomweight. Oh, wow. Corey McKenna. Whoa, they got Corey McKenna. That's hype. That's hype. I didn't know Corey McKenna was fighting over there. That's pretty dope. That's pretty cool. Do they got Kay Hansen? Let's get a Kay Hansen. Let's roll them dice. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Let's see. All right, so right now I'm hyped for Team Los Angeles just because I'm a big fan of Corey McKenna, big fan of Angela Hill, who does a podcast with Jessica Penne. So right now, Team Los Angeles is my team. I rocks with Aspen Ladd. Man, yeah, this is probably my favorite team so far. I would say Team Los Angeles is my personal favorite team so far. Uriah Hall. All right. All right. Let's see what you guys are doing here. What's the difference between like this and like Bellator? I guess it's a mix of Bellator and PFL if they actually mixed it. But they refused. We got Team Miami, ladies and gentlemen. Thiago Alves, manager. Conan Silveira. All right. Thiago Santos, Robeles de Spain. All right. All right. Yoel Romero. How is he like 50? How old is Yoel? I think they should fucking exclude all these 50-year-olds they got on here. And you might be like, dude, he's not actually 50, but there are 50-year-olds in these fight leagues. Like, how old is Frank Mir, bro? He's like 48. Frank Mir is like 48 years old. What are we talking about here? All right, Team Miami, they got Jeremy Stevens. They got Anthony Pettis. So that's automatically my favorite team already. You got the kid from Milwaukee fighting on Team Miami. So as gotta rocks with Showtime. Oh, they got Maria Agapova. I didn't know she was going to come back to MMA. I thought she would focus on boxing. They got Paige Van Zandt, Hannah Goldie. Which, this is my thing, right? With a lot of these fighters, Thiago Santos, a lot of these post-UFC fighters, Junior Dos Santos, I don't know about him. I'm not when I'm saying this. But people like Hannah Goldie, Thiago Santos, I know for a fact, I remember, they recently tested positive for steroids, right? For banned supplements. Let's not say steroids. Recently tested positive for banned supplements. So how are they all just able to jump over to new promotions? How does that freely happen? I don't get it. I don't get how they're able to do that when they've recently tested positive for banned supplements. And you see them over at the UFC. I'm not hating on Hannah Goldie. You see how fucking just jacked she is. She's so jacked. And it's like, she looks like she's on something. But she used to fight for the UFC completely clean. Leaves the UFC, boom, test positive. Or it was like right when she left the UFC, not USA. Right when she left the UFC, she tested positive. Somehow. I don't know. I'm pretty sure she was dirty the whole time. I'm pretty sure they were, everybody, all you guys are on something. Now, New York, Kevin Lee, which, let's be real here, man. How do you pick Tyron Woodley #1 overall and just leave Kevin Lee on the board? What are we talking about here? That's silly to me. That is silly. This team has Kevin Lee, Chris Weidman, Holly Holm, ladies and gentlemen, Kai Kamaka, B. Win. That's pretty cool. Killer B. All right. No Kay Hansen. You guys dropped the ball. Maybe Kay Hansen was like, nah, forget all that trash. I'm gonna make it back to the UFC. Dude, Devin Clark is over here. All right. I guess you've been doing it for this long. What else are you going to do? Team Sao Paulo. Viviane Araujo's over there. I didn't know she was out of the UFC. That's crazy. That's crazy. But I know a lot of fighters who they announced were going to fight for the GFL came out and was like, I never signed with them. They're lying. They're lying to get you to pay. That's what they said. Like, I never signed with those guys. Yeah, so Team Miami is probably my favorite team. Just because of Pettis. That's my #1 team, Team Miami. Or is he on the squad? Yeah, he's right there, Team Miami. Even though I'm concerned with the ages, and then Team Los Angeles, I'm pretty hype about. Yeah, I don't know, man. As I'm saying, we don't know what's going to happen till these fights happen. This could be the greatest fight promotion of all time, but we'll never know until the fights happen. I'm not sure when the fights happen. All right, but we will talk about it here as soon as we know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about GFL. Did you guys watch the draft? Did you have draft parties? I was seeing them talk about that. And it was all UFC guys having draft parties. It's interesting to me, but it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thank you guys for being here once again. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and I will see you guys when I see you. I'll holla.